A gorgeous night in Phoenix tonight at Wild Horse Pass. Phoenix Rising looks to make it 12 straight wins over LA Galaxy 2, presented by Equality Health. Galaxy 2 winless in its last 6, trying to snap an unbeaten run against Phoenix Rising. As we look at the standings in the USL Championship, Matt Peterson with former Manchester United and England goalkeeper Gary Bailey. No surprise, Rising at the top in the Pacific.
Yeah, as always, as they have been the last 3 or 4 years. Absolutely fantastic squad, but Orange County aren't far behind. San Diego, what an improvement this season from them. And then there's a massive, massive battle for that 4th spot. Las Vegas Lights are in there. LA Galaxy 2 want to get there, Tacoma Defiance and Sacramento Republic all battling for what seems like that 4th and final playoff spot.
Goals have been hard to come by as of late, but Preston Judd has 7 on the season. He's a 22-year-old from Las Vegas, has been a pleasant surprise for Galaxy 2.
A very, very good player, and one that the Phoenix Rising coach Rick Shantz picked out as the biggest threat to them. He can get behind you, get behind your defense, cause you all sorts of problems. So his message to the defense of Phoenix Rising is keep an eye on that man, Preston Judd.
And for Phoenix, hard to choose, Gary. Santi Moar, Solomon Asante, each with 7 goals on the season.
And both with 3 assists. I mean, 2 great players. Santi Moa, first few weeks of the season was out of this world. Just hasn't scored as many. He's gone off the ball a little bit. Solomon Asante, always a wonderful player.
And here's the starting 11 for Phoenix under Rick Shantz in his 5th year. 5 changes from the team, which earned a 1-1 draw at Charlotte.
Yeah, and 4 of those changes are changing back to just after the San Diego match. That's when Andre Rawls came in for Ben Lund. Ben Lund is back in place. Ryan Flood takes over from Tate Schmidt. He lost his position after the San Diego loss. Becerra back in for Rodriguez. He lost his place after the San Diego loss. And Rufat Dadashov up front for David Egbo. And the only change that didn't happen after that San Diego loss was Joey Farrell coming in for Adewale. So 5 changes in total for Phoenix Rising from their 1-1 draw at Charlotte.
And for Los Dos under Junior Gonzalez in his 2nd season, 3 changes from the team which drew Tacoma at home last Sunday.
Now Carlos Harvey comes in for Josh Drack. Owen Lamb falls to the right back position. Isaac Bawa moves across to left back. Remy Cabral in for Jonathan Perez. And Axel Picasso up front for Cameron Dunbar. 3 changes in total.
Watch Hernandez underneath Judd. He is #1 in the USL Championship in chances created. Can Phoenix make it 12 in a row over Los Dos? Can LA Galaxy 2 pull an upset? Kickoff from Phoenix when we come back.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
But one thing can calm uncertainty. An answer. Uncovered through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Welcome back. Moments to kickoff between Phoenix Rising and LA Galaxy 2, presented by Equality Health. Matt Peterson with former Manchester United and England goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I feel like revenge is on the mind of LA Galaxy too.
Well, yeah, especially after that recent 3-0 thumping they took from Phoenix Rising, which, by the way, was surprising because the stats were pretty much the same for both sides. So even Rick Sean saying the match could have ended up slightly differently, but it didn't.
Matthew Corrigan is the referee. We are underway from Wild Horse Pass. 11 straight wins for Phoenix over LA2, Gary. The longest win streak in Phoenix's history. The last time they lost was in 2017.
Wow, what a run that is. But if ever LA Galaxy 2 needed inspiration and a wind-up in the dressing room, that is it. And I've no doubt that Junior Gonzalez has reminded them of that stat and said, hey, go out there and show Phoenix Rising that you can beat them. That's easier said than done against a team sitting top of the Western Pacific Division.
Phoenix in the black and red, LA Galaxy 2 in the white and blue. There's Flood. One of 5 changes for Rick Shantz. And he was very honest. He was pleased that the game scheduled for Oakland midweek was canceled.
Well, they had that very difficult trip to Charlotte. They got a draw there, and it was a very decent point to get on the road, but flying back and then having to face Oakland, it's a lot of stresses. So yeah, he was pleased that they can delay that for some other day.
Cross from the right, headed clear. And a throw in far side for Phoenix. Injury report brought to you by Spooner Physical Therapy. Zach Lubin remains out, no injuries for LA2.
Look, Zach Lubin is a big miss, but when you've got the likes of Ben Lund, who comes in, and Andre Rawls, who's been fantastic over the last sort of 3 matches that he's played, wow, they've got some strength in depth, Phoenix Rising, which is why they're most people's favorites to make it to the finals yet again, as they did last year. Unfortunately, the Tampa Bay match never got played, but with the squad they have, Phoenix Rising, and that man there, Aidan Quinn, coming in the off-season and adding another valuable piece to this star-studded team.
All the way back to Lund. 25-year-old from Germany, played at Akron, was the 2020 USL Goalkeeper of the Year last year with Louisville City, a league best 9 clean sheets. Press that time. It's away from Eric Lopez, the goalkeeper for Los Dos. Free kick in a good spot here, won by Quinn.
It's important for Los Dos not to give away cheap free kicks. They know they're going to come under pressure from Phoenix Rising. They've got to manage this game very cleverly. They saw what happened last time they met. They say the stats are pretty good. Similar number of chances on target, similar amount of possession. But in the end, a 3-0 thumping.
Vaquero and Quinn standing over it. 2 good options for Phoenix Rising. This team is dominant at home. You can see the supporters bringing the atmosphere early on at Wild Horse Pass. Phoenix has outscored opponents 20-4 at home this season. It's Vaquero. Just a bit too long. Easy claim that time for Eric Lopez.
Nearly. The idea was good. A ball bending in from a free kick. Just a little bit too far away from the strikers to get on the end of, but difficult for Eric Lopez. You know, if someone gets a touch in front of you as a goalkeeper, you're dead, so you've got to try and get that ball first. And that's going to be the constant threat for LA Galaxy 2. This pressure, you can see it straight away. Forcing that ball wide. They put you under massive pressure, Phoenix Rising, and shots on target. And they basically, as you said, they just give you a torrid time there at Wild Horse Pass.
It's a 3-horse race for the #1 shirt for Los Dos. Justin Vom Steeg is the backup today. Jonathan Klinsman is also a goalkeeper on this team. There's a cross from the right, headed clear. Lopez, homegrown player for LA, on loan to Los Dos. Makes his 4th start tonight. Really good work up this right side. That was Axel Picazo, the 20-year-old from Mexico City. Here's Picazo in behind the back line, centering ball clearance from the right side. It had to be there, and it was. Now Phoenix on the break. Dadashov, Asante. Here comes Lopez. He read it well.
Wow, end-to-end stuff. Eric Lopez, absolutely brilliant to read that through ball. Otherwise, Asante was through. And on the other end, Axel Picasso's cross had the right idea, just couldn't find the target in the main sort of center area. But wow, excitement from one end right to the other.
That was Darnell King with the clearance for Phoenix. Dadashov picks it up, peeks to his right. Headed clear. Partially clear by Los Dos. It's a Phoenix throw-in.
This is like two heavyweight boxers coming out and just trading big punches right away. I mean, there's chances both end, and a lot of players with a point to prove. Dadashov being one of them, left out the last 3 matches, and David Egbo coming in and playing really well. So Rufat will want to do well in this match.
Long throw-in from Flood. It fell to Quinn. He just hit it over the bar.
If there's any player you want the ball to fall to if you're Phoenix Rising, it's Aidan Quinn, because he has a magical left foot, but just doesn't quite connect with that one really well. But wow, we're 5 minutes into this match, and chances of both ends, and keepers being called on, and absolutely brilliant start.
A moment for Lopez to catch his breath. Look at the high pressure from Phoenix. 2 options in the box for Lopez, who's 22 years of age, a Galaxy Academy product.
And this is something Phoenix Rising do so well at home. They've battled on the road, to be fair. Couple of losses, mind you, the losses with Tampa Bay Rowdies away, which is never easy, and San Diego Loyal, who've become a really good side. But even with the draw against Charlotte, just not as forceful, but at home, they just come at you wave after wave, and this will be a really good test for Los Dos tonight.
Good composure at the back, but then it's turned over. A chance by Judd, a challenge in the box. Corner kick coming. Matthew Corrigan saw nothing wrong with the challenge there from Ryan Flood.
Yeah, good challenge from Flood, but Preston Judd did catch his leg afterwards and went down and sort of looked up to think, well, is there any chance of a penalty? But no, there was nothing there. It was a good tackle.
Carvana corner kick for Los Dos here in the 8th minute. Headed clear, nice first touch forward. Out to midfield, it's Asante. Nice recovery from the LA Galaxy 2 defense. And look at this bursting forward run and another sliding clearance.
I think Asante's gone down, or Santi Moa has gone down with an injury. That break, if Asante gets free, Moa was gone. He was through into space, and it would have been a great opportunity for Phoenix Rising, but he took a kick in the process, Santi Moa. Good to see him back up on his feet. And amazing, they have a chance, Phoenix Rising, to break, and it goes the other way. And then it's LA Galaxy 2 who nearly get a chance to break. This is a breathless start.
That was Isaac Bawa, the 24-year-old from Ghana, one of the elder statesmen on this team coming out of the back for LA2.
Elder statesman at what, 24? They've only got 2 players above 22 years of age on the starting 11 for Los Dos. Brilliant, brilliant the way they bring through young talent. And I think there's about 5 or 6 17-year-olds on the bench. Stunning.
Picasso's been active early on. Free kick coming to Los Dos. It'll be taken quickly here by Owen Lamb, a 20-year-old, grew up in Santa Barbara, played 1 season at Cal State Fullerton. We saw the injury report, Gary. David Egbo not listed, but Rick Schatz told us on the phone this week that he has a tight hamstring, and 2 goals in 4, but not starting tonight.
Yes, and I think he has that strength and depth, Rick Schatz, that he can leave out any player anywhere. I don't think there's one position that he hasn't got a really good backup for, and if anything, his biggest challenge is keeping players happy who are on the bench, and that's why he does often have these rotations. Joey Farrell coming in and Adewale going to the bench. He has to do that. He keeps Calistri on the bench, he said, most of the time, because he can play almost any position, and he's the ideal person to have on the bench.
Good ball off to the right. Numbers, Asante wants it inside the box. Asante well cleared. Second chance, Lambert just wide. The Jamaican pushing forward.
That's what they do. They come at you down the flanks. They get the ball in. You clear it. They come at you through the middle. Let's have a look at it again. Sante, they're just trying to find Moa, but as soon as it comes up, big Kevin Lambert jumps on that. Great connection. That ball is flying, but just not on target. And again, here's that high press. It's risky to play through. If they take the ball off you there, you're in trouble.
Handball at the back. That's James Musa. High praise from Rick Shantz in our conversation with him this week. Born in Plymouth, England, moved to New Zealand age 7. 4 caps for New Zealand, but Rick Shantz told us you would never know he has not played center back much in his career before this season.
Yeah, a very good player. Played all 11 matches that Phoenix have played in this season, this being the 12th one. I think the only other player is, in fact, there's 2 other players, Donnell King and Santi Moa. And maybe Solomon Asante as well. Let me get my facts straight. There's no way you're going to drop Solomon Asante from this team.
We heard a shout from Rick Shantz on the Phoenix sideline. Great rise for Rick Shantz with FC Tucson, PDL 2010 to 2017. Now in his 5th year with Phoenix Rising. Was a player at University of Portland in the mid-90s. Good push forward here. And a balloon cross that time from Ryan Flood.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of crosses from Ryan Flood, and he's got a battle for his spot. Tate Schmidt stepped in the last 3 matches, and what Rick Shantz said to us is as well as Ryan Flood had done up until that San Diego match they lost 2-1, he felt that Tate Schmidt added an attacking element, and his challenge to Ryan Flood was be the good defender you are, but add something on attack for me. So he managed to get into a good position, Ryan Flood. That's half the battle. The other half with the good cross, missing this time.
Tate Schmidt scored a great goal from a corner kick in the first meeting this year. Good touch. And that one into the stands. Equality Health is proud to be the season presenting sponsor of Phoenix Rising. At Equality Health, they help doctors manage the business of care so they can spend more time giving you the personalized care you deserve. To stay healthy this season, be sure to make your wellness check appointment with your doctor today. Don't have a doctor? Then visit equalityhealth.com.
Have to be careful at the back, Phoenix Rising. I think it was Adewole who last week against Charlotte had his pocket picked in the first couple of minutes of the match, and they were 1-0 down and had to fight really hard to get back in it. I don't think Rick Shantz will be wanting to see his defense give away something cheaply again today.
Gary, we saw the chance from Moar, a confident player, and that's the MO for Phoenix. 210 shots on the year entering play today, 30 more than number 2 in the championship. That's Red Bulls too. Especially here at home, they'll try their luck from almost anywhere.
Look, I think if you look at the stats, you'll probably find that Phoenix Rising are top of almost every stat. Even goals scored, although Lou City have 28 to Phoenix Rising's 26. They've played 2 more matches, so goals per game, Phoenix Rising is top. And that's the challenge for Los Dos here today. But they've got some young talent, some very, very exciting players in this LA Galaxy 2 team. And if anyone's capable of winning on this ground, Wild Horse Pass, which seems impossible, there's one team that could do it. It could be LA Galaxy 2.
It was thrown in by Bawa. It's going to roll out for a goal kick. That was nodded right back towards him. He wasn't expecting the return ball. Phoenix will play out of the back. Lambert away from Flood. 14 minutes in, Gary, what do you think of Los Dos and its game plan coming in to Phoenix?
They've had a few exciting moments. The problem is that they could easily have been behind because Phoenix Rising have had good chances as well. So I think credit both teams for being positive and attack-minded. I'm sure the fans both at the stadium and watching are loving this because it really is attacking football. And as I said, it's like 2 heavyweights slugging it out. But you do that against Phoenix Rising at Wild Horse Pass and you're asking for trouble. So perhaps LA Galaxy 2 just being a little bit too risky, but they're good enough. They've got the talent, so let's see what they can do.
Hernandez draws the free kick, leads the USL Championship with 29 chances created, one more than Solomon Asante. Hernandez made his Los Dos debut age 16 4 years ago. That's a well-weighted ball into the path. Here's Judd, 1 versus 1. Judd waiting for help, lays it back, and good work tracking back. Phoenix at 4 back there for the second runner.
Yeah, it's good defending there, and you have to with Judd around, although he hasn't scored for 3 or 4 matches, Judd. But we know how dangerous he can be.
Los Dos winless in 6, Gary. Only 5 goals scored during that time. Judd has 4 of those 5. But to your point, his last goal came against Orange County in the 10th minute back on June 23rd. They've gone 350 minutes without scoring a goal. They got an own goal last week against Tacoma. Asante earns a free kick right outside the area.
Dangerous position for a free kick, especially with Asante. We've seen him put a couple in the top corner from similar positions. And yes, it's been a bad run, a really bad run for Los Dos. No wins in 6 after their good start. Had a fantastic start. Here's the build up to that. Aiden Quinn just gets the pass there. Now you got to be careful diving in there, Jesus Vasquez. Just hold him up. Don't give away a free kick in such a dangerous position. And it is worrying for Junior Gonzalez, the coach, that you don't win for 6 after a great start to the season, as to what's gone wrong and why.
Vasquez committed the foul. He started every game this season. 26 years of age, from San Luis Obispo. Second year now with Los Dos. Asante appears most likely to take it, but a LA2 player being treated right behind the free kick area. That's Carlos Harvey. He's on loan from the first team. He's had one of his best soccer moments in this state. Made his debut for Panama against USA up in Glendale in January of 2019. Looks like a promising player for the Galaxy, still only age 21.
Yeah, it's amazing at that age that he should be in the first team setup, and if he comes down to USL, then he needs to show that he is a class player, and he's got the right setting to do exactly that.
Big opportunity here for Phoenix. Asante off the bar! Nearly into the upper corner from Solomon Asante.
That comes back to our point. Do not give away free kicks in those positions with Solomon Asante around.
Moar crossing. Asante a touch to it. Free kick Phoenix in midfield. That was Judd tracking back.
You've got to be so careful. As I said, it was a cheap free kick to give away, and that man there, look at that. That was literally an inch away from being right in the top corner. And if it's not him, Aiden Quinn is also a wonderful striker of the ball. You cannot give Phoenix Rising any free kick around the edge of your box. Otherwise, you are really asking for trouble.
The 2019 USL Championship MVP. What a campaign he had. 20 goals, 17 assists. Judd shown a yellow for that challenge in midfield.
Didn't seem that bad, but maybe referee just laying down the law. Matthew Corrigan.
Cross from Flood. It's a dangerous one and cleared. Ryan Flood from Tempe. Rick Shantz really praised him and his perseverance to make this team. He said he tried out 3 times before making it and came over from FC Arizona and head coach Dave Rogers.
We had a good start to the season, Ryan Flood, but once Tate Schmidt got in, it became a battle for him. And that's what you want. He's only age 22. You want to be forced to keep raising your game and improving it. And the battle he's constantly having with Tate Schmidt, I think, will be good for both players.
Now Flood from Tempe, Schmidt from Phoenix, both ties to the area, both fighting for the same position.
There's a whole bunch of players fighting for the same position in this team. and good players. I mean, Egbo versus Dadishov, for example, two top-class players.
Great throw and finds Moar. His cross is headed away. Galaxy 2 doing a good job with the crosses. Nice touch from Lambert. Back wide, Moar. Really patient defending.
Oh, if that's Judd, he's got to be very careful. It's why coaches so often say to players, do not get booked early on, especially a cheap booking. You know, don't lunge in, don't hold shirts, don't chirp the referee. Just don't, because then you're going to spend the entire match walking on eggshells, getting worried about the second yellow. And I'm afraid that's the situation for Preston Judd at the moment. He's got to be very careful.
Free kick, Phoenix. Judd, 7 goals, had a hat trick and a home loss to Las Vegas on June 16th.
Now, how do you feel? You score a hat trick and you lose 4-3. That can't be fun. I mean, you've got it as a striker. Whenever you score a hat trick, you have to assume that you're going to be on the winning side.
Matthew Corrigan calling a lot of fouls here in the first half. Moar draws the free kick. Quinn with a quick restart. King earns a corner kick.
He's such a threat down that right-hand side, Donnell King. He's got a great engine, gets up and down, as does Ryan Flood on the left side. And they add to attack, and then they quickly get back, and then they add to defense. Vital player, Donnell King.
Second year with Phoenix, was all-league second team with San Antonio in 2018. It's another Carvana corner kick midway through this first half. Headed clear, that's Carlos Harvey. Good to see him back on the field. The Panamanian makes his 4th appearance with Los Dos tonight. Horn featured 4 times for Greg Fanny and the Galaxy first team last year.
And it's those sort of players, those who've had first team experience for LA Galaxy in the MLS, those are the players that Junior Gonzalez, I assume, is looking to step up, to show that they have the ability to go a level higher. And this is a good test for them, because Phoenix Rising, when you watch them play, you think they're almost good enough to go and play in the MLS. I mean, they've just dominated the West in the last 3 years. Oh, that's risky play.
Taylor Davia nearly got caught with it. It was Asante lurking.
It's that high press again from Phoenix Rising. They want you to try and play out from the back, because they know they're going to dispossess you a few times, and one of those moments might turn into a goal.
King into the box. Well defended again. And a break possibly on here for Los Dos. High line for the Rising, and it's worked. That was Picasso caught in between as he tried to find Judd.
Yeah, you're right about the high line. They pushed up very quickly, the defense. So Judd was so busy trying to get up with them and not be caught offside that he couldn't get himself into a good position to receive the ball from Picasso. So they're going to have to figure out some way of dealing with this back line of Phoenix Rising that steps up so quickly.
Free kick to Los Dos. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford, Arizona's largest Ford dealership. "23 minutes gone." Matt Peterson with former Manchester United and England goalkeeper Gary Bailey. Two of the highest scoring teams in the USL Championship playing open soccer here through 24 minutes.
They both are fantastic in attack. It's in defense that the problem is for Los Dos. They've conceded 13 in their last 6 games. Now, to be fair, so far they've looked a lot better in defense. I mean, they've given away a cheap free kick that nearly punished them. But other than that, I've been very impressed with the hard work put in by this young side.
It's a young group across the back. Owen Lamb, 20 years of age. Isaac Bawa, 24, the left back. Center backs are 18 and 26. Kirkrenis and Vasquez. Asante. crossing, headed clear. Vital clearance. Marcus Fergranis, the 18-year-old, covering the 6-yard box.
If he doesn't head that, then there was a striker waiting to score. So it's an absolutely vital clearance. But again, good pressure, decent ball in from Phoenix Rising, asking questions of the defense. And this time Fergranis comes up in a positive way and deals with the issue.
Fergranis signed as a homegrown with the Galaxy in January. Corner kick for Phoenix. Headed wide to the far post. Not the cleanest of contact, but really made the goalkeeper Lopez have to scramble.
Eric Lopez, 22. You were just going through the ages, and the middle, Harvey, 21, Hernandez, 20, Davia, 20, Picasso, 20, Cabral and Preston Judd, 22. I mean, it's a very young team coming up against experienced professionals. You look at Darnell King at 30, Solomon Asante, an international with Ghana, 16 caps, he's 30. Dadashov, 29, Santimoa, 27. These are mature pros, and that's why it's such a massive test this for the young LA Galaxy 2 team.
Missed clearance. Opportunistic here for Los Dos. 2 in the box. It's pulled back just past Judd. Lambert there to deal with it. And a little sloppy at the back from Phoenix.
That just shows you the skill they have. Picasso there nearly creating the chance. And if you take this Los Dos team too lightly, they've got the skill and ability to get past any defense, and they nearly opened up Phoenix Rising then.
Well covered there from Lunt at the back. The German punts away. Axel Picasso, 38 for Los Dos. He's been very active in the attacking half in this first 27 minutes.
I'm very impressed with him. The times that I've seen him, I've really liked him as a young player. But again, I look at the impact he's had. 13 games, 1 goal and 1 assist. There should be more coming from a young man who's got that level of talent.
Hernandez wide for Picasso. Harvey from distance. No trouble that time for Lunt.
No, I think it has to be a slightly better shot from that distance out to be the goalkeeper of Ben Lunt's ability. Sort of bounced a few times and it took the pace off the ball, but he hasn't had much to do, has he, Lunt? So it's probably quite happy just to get his hands on the ball, kick it around at the back there and feel that he's part of the game. You can see the German flag flying behind his goal. Obviously got a fan or two there in the crowd.
Asante pops up in the pocket, wide for King. Good build up here from Phoenix Rising. King with Asante. Return ball slightly behind him. Well defended by Bawa.
Cheap giveaway of the ball played out there. They've got to get it to Judd's feet. They've got to allow him the chance. He's a big player. Put it to his feet, give him the chance to hold the ball up and bring the others into play. But an aimless pass up front. Phoenix Rising get the ball, and here they come, putting the backline of Los Dos under pressure yet again.
Awar will leave it for Flood. Another long throw in from him. Hernandez. Back for Bawa. King pressuring. Bawa strong in the tackle. Free kick. LA2 on the far side. That's Joe Farrell. He comes in for his 5th start. 27-year-old. Well-traveled. You see Rick Schatz. Farrell now at his 4th year with Phoenix.
Again, they've got such abundance of riches, whether it's him at the back or Adewole, whether it's Ryan Flood or Tate Schmidt at left back, and so it goes on. Becerra on the right or Rodriguez, Dadashov or Egbo. It's amazing how good they are. And yet, the one thing they've found difficult in some of the seasons is that when they get to the playoffs, it's not about 5 or 6 matches on the trot. It's about 1 or 2 games getting them spot on. And last season they got it right, the season before they didn't, and that was what bothered Rick Schatz. He wanted a team that could also compete in the one-off matches.
Lostos patient in build-up here. Trying to take the air out of the ball a little bit on the road. Lopez. Judd picks his head up. It's a well-weighted ball, but the flag comes up. Frustrating for LA2. Judd with an excellent ball. But Remy Cabral, the 22-year-old from Paris, twin brother Kevin plays for the Galaxy first team, would have been in on goal if he stayed on side.
Yeah, it's a good chance, and he should stay on side. He's looking down the line. You can see where all the defenders are, and he's got his job is to keep himself on side. Had to be careful as well. He kicked the ball away at the end there, which some referees might have pulled a yellow card out for. Fortunately for him, Mr. Matthew Corrigan didn't. But as I said to you, cheap yellow cards don't give the referee a chance to yellow card you for something as simple as kicking the ball away after the whistle is gone.
Second start for Cabral. Came up in the Paris Saint-Germain Academy before FC Metz, Valenciennes, and then finally signed with Los Dos in April. Direct here from Phoenix, laid down by Mowar. Dadashoff wide to the left, wonderful here. It's Flood. Patience. Lambert. Tried to find King. 3-1 by Phoenix. Acaro. Asante. Corner kick to Phoenix.
There was an opportunity there for a LA Galaxy 2 player to win that 50-50 on the edge of the box, and they didn't. You've got to defend with a lot more commitment than that. And of course, it ends up with Asante nearly getting in the, well, he got in the box and nearly creating an opportunity, and now a set piece, and Aidan Quinn's got a wonderful left foot. Dadashoff, big players, and Musa, Joey Farrell. It's hard to defend against.
Corner from Quinn. Lambert was right there. It's knotted in. Second chance for Phoenix, and they jump in front, and it's James Musa.
Well, we did warn them, don't give away too many set pieces. You'll pay the price, and big players in the box there. Head the ball back. James Musa heads it over the line and gives Phoenix what I think is probably a deserved lead. They have created more opportunities. Have a look, Aidan Quinn, as always, lovely ball in the box. Goes back to the far post here. It's one, and then Musa and Dadashoff were lining up to head that one in, and I think it was Joey Farrell, is it, who gets the header here? Well, it's a mixture of Joey Farrell and Kevin Lambert. But two big guys at the far post, two big guys at the near post. Good luck, LA Galaxy 2.
Phoenix Rising FC goals scored by number 41, James.
First goal of the season for James Musa. It's his second stint with Phoenix. Spent 2018 and 19 with the Rising. And a player that was singled out. Bad giveaway here. Judd is in, but he cannot convert from a tight angle. Phoenix giving it away again and again to Los Dos, and Judd was opportunistic there.
Yeah, Judd's so quick and so sharp, and I think give Ben Lund credit. He didn't dive in, he didn't bring the player down, he just made himself a big wall and forced Judd to shoot wide. But again, we mentioned it before, just don't take this LA Galaxy 2 front line for granted. They're quick, they're clever, they're talented, and if you get lazy at the back, they'll punish you.
Free kick to Phoenix. James Musa goal brought to you by Arizona Federal Credit Union.
This is the pressure that Phoenix Rising put you under at Wild Horse Pass. They put those balls in the box, they pressurize you up front, they just create so many numbers of shots on target, crosses into the box, all those sort of stats that mean that eventually they're going to get a breakthrough. Now it's up to LA Galaxy 2 to see if they can keep defending and now counter and get the equalizer.
Flood. Corner kick. Good help from Dadashov. Another Carvana corner kick.
Going to be well organized now, Los Dos. They've already been punished once and they know how big and strong the Rising players are.
John Becerra will deliver. Goes back post, headed high and wide. It was Farrell again rising. Assisted on a Musa goal. Went his own way that time.
Yep, again winning the header in the box. You can't allow that to happen if you're LA Galaxy 2. Not to get a clean header like that. You've got to put pressure on them, lean into them, force them to, maybe if they do get a header, it's not a very good one. That was a solid header there from Joey Farrell. And if on target, might have caused Eric Lopez all sorts of problems.
Fans, don't wait on picking your seats for Rising's next home match, July 31st versus Rio Grande Valley FC. Single match tickets on sale with a great family 4-pack and 4 Peaks Night Out options starting at $20 per ticket. That also feed the whole family. Text Rising to 20123 to connect with the representative or visit phxrisingfc.com/tickets for more information.
Love the fans at that stadium. Oh man, they're still singing and they create such a good vibe at Wild Horse Pass, and all the previous home games that Phoenix Rising have played. They make it a very difficult place to go to and get a result, as we've seen by the incredible home record. Only San Diego Loyal able to come here, and they were 2-0 up going into injury time, and still Phoenix Rising got 2 goals to level the score to 2-2.
Yeah, Landon Donovan's done a great job year 2 with that team.
Yeah, it certainly has. That they've become a real force now, and I think it's actually good for Phoenix Rising because they've now got a team that's not too far away, that's going to challenge their authority, and it'll force them to take their level a step higher. And I can see many a fantastic battle between San Diego and Phoenix Rising in the future.
Sloppy giveaway here. It's Hernandez. Hernandez for Judd. And the flag came up.
Offside again. They're very good at stepping up, Phoenix Rising, and holding their line, and Judd's got to read that. He's such a good player, but in that moment he has to make sure that he's onside. Just as this ball is lost, straight away they hold their line. Did you see Musa stand up there? He just stands up. He sees Judd running, stands up, and he's clearly way offside.
It's an experienced backline, Gary, but how difficult is that with the newcomers to the starting 11 and the changing back 4 in that moment, keeping a tight line and making that decision on the fly?
I think it's pretty much down to James Musa, and that's why he plays in every match. He could see where Joey Farrell was. He was a little bit deeper than him, and as soon as Judd made his run, he just stepped up. Absolutely brilliant.
Here's Flood on the overlap. Patience from Flood, picking out his pass. Headed back post, chance here, and clear.
Was that little Solomon Asante winning a header at the far post? Brilliant from the little man. Setting up that opportunity, nothing came from it, but he's amazing.
Jesus Vasquez had the clearance. Moar, Becerra cannot keep it down. Relentless from Phoenix.
Absolutely relentless. He was just leaning backwards, Becerra, then he lost his balance a touch and got under the ball. But you're right, that's a fantastic word to use for this side. They just keep coming at you, and Los Dos are barely getting a chance to breathe and create any of their own attack. Look at that. As soon as you get the ball, here we go, turnover already.
Dadashov, back post, Asante, high press, and a second goal for Phoenix Rising.
Brilliant pressure, great turnover ball. Dadashov doing so well, get in the box, lift his head. Rick Sean's delighted with that. And Solomon Asante gets a goal, and he's super great. He's putting on a show there with the handshake, but the little genius on the end of this one here. But it comes from that high pressure turnover ball in a dangerous situation. Great awareness from Dadashov and a good finish from Asante.
Goal brought to you by Arizona Federal Credit Union. Dadashov, his second season in Phoenix, but it felt like those two have been playing a long time. He knew if he put it to the back post, Asante would be there.
And he did lift his head a little bit to see that Asante was going to be in that position, but beautiful ball in. Asante scores a lot of wonderful goals, but sometimes he gets tap in, and you've got to be in the right place at the right time to get that tap in.
8th on the year, his 52nd career goal in all competitions with Phoenix Rising. Rick Shantz must be pleased. Shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Judd earns a corner kick. And you know the target is there. Haji Berry has 12 goals for Colorado Springs Switchbacks. And you know Asante and Moar is thinking there's a lot of season left. And he's up to 13.
And the big advantage you have at Phoenix Rising is you know that game after game they're going to create chances and you can score those goals. But Haji Berry, what a player he is. And Galina on the one side and Beckford on the other side. They're so hard to defend against Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
13 for Berry. Asante up to 8. James Musa in the 33rd minute, assisted by Joe Farrell. That was his first goal of the season. And then Asante from Rufat Dadashov. Second assist of the year for Dadashov.
Well, this is a real mountain for Los Dos to climb. They were 1-0 down at halftime in the match a couple of weeks back, and they lost that 3-0. They're 2-0 down this time around. They haven't really made Ben Lund make any big saves in the box.
He was hesitant here, though. It's alive for Judd. He's waiting for runners to the back post. Cleared off the line. One came and then stopped and left it for Judd.
Yeah, just when we're talking about him, maybe he felt that if he came all the way, he might have brought Judd down, but great defending on the line there. I think it was Joey Farrell kicks it off the line, but the goalkeeper, fearing that maybe he'd give away a penalty, stands up. Judd puts it in. Yeah, Joey Farrell off the line. Brilliant defending there, and heartbreak for Los Dos. Just when they do get a chance, doesn't go in.
Darnell King very diligent at the back post. You're, of course, a former goalkeeper. I'm sure after that you tell your teammates, your back four, hey, I knew you guys had it all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. You depend on your defenders. Once you leave your goal, you want your defenders to cover for you. And he did get caught in a little bit of no man's land there. Ben Lund nearly paid the price. But again, it's Judd. The best chances seem to form around Preston Judd in this team, and he just hasn't been able to find the back of the net so far.
Hernandez, good first touch for Judd. Bawa's pushing forward. Hernandez. Quality here. That shot is over the bar. Second big shot from distance tonight from Carlos Harvey.
The idea is good, execution not so good. Again, as we always say, if you don't hit target, you can't score. So when you shoot from that far out, your first job is to hit the target. Then your second job is obviously put pace behind it, get it away from the goalkeeper. But when it goes wide of the target, the keeper just watches it sail by and takes the goal kick. So again, a frustrating first half for LA Galaxy, and normally I guess they wouldn't be overly worried because it is a tough place to come to and get a result, Wild Horse Pass, but no wins in 6. They're beginning to need these points desperately, and others around them like Sacramento Republic and Las Vegas Lights might start climbing away. It could be goodbye to a playoff place for Los Dos.
Quality build-up. Wing shot blocked. King back for Asante. Good recovery from Bawa. Asante Dadashov! It's 3 for Phoenix. Asante never gave up.
That's exactly the truth. He kept on going, the little man. He wouldn't give up. He closed it down. He gets that turnover ball. That's the second goal in a row from turnover ball. And that's what they've done from the kickoff. High pressure. Force you into errors. Lays it back for Dadashov, who is so delighted to get a goal at last. But have a look at Asante. It's all down to him. Beats the one player. Keeps the pressure on there. And it's for Kronos amongst, along with Isaac Bawa, who between them lose possession. Little Solomon Asante nips in between, lays it back to Dadashov. He says, thank you, I'm on the score sheet.
Goal brought to you by Arizona Federal Credit Union. Third goal of the campaign for Rufat Dadashov. A goal and an assist for the Azerbaijan international.
And that's the opposite to the previous goal with Dadashov, who set up Asante. This time it's Asante to Dadashov. And when you get those sort of partnerships happening in a match, it warms every coach's heart. And I'm pretty sure that's the same for Rick Shantz.
Advantage is played. Moar. Moar shot blocked. Tonight's stoppage time brought to you by Sprouts. Hernandez shown a yellow card after the fact for his challenge. I thought it was good refereeing. Matthew Corrigan played advantage. Phoenix nearly got a goal from it.
Absolutely. He did play advantage, and now they've got the set piece, and LA Galaxy 2 have to be careful. This could turn into a rout.
Headed clear. And there's the halftime whistle. 3 for Phoenix. James Musa in the 33rd. Solomon Asante. And finally, Rufat Dadashov. It was comprehensive. It was deserved. Halftime in Phoenix. Rising 3. LA Galaxy nothing. Phoenix in position to extend the win streak over Los Dos to a dozen.
Welcome to the Phoenix Rising halftime show. I am Colin Harmon, joined by head coach Rick Shantz. Rick, let's just start. It was shaping up to be an absolutely crazy week for you guys. 3 matches in 7 days, Charlotte to Oakland back home. What were you expecting this week? And then what did it end up shaking out like for you guys just in terms of training and how it looked?
We had planned for it, and all last week we were preparing for both Charlotte and Oakland at the same time. The coaches were ready. On Sunday, we got back from Charlotte, had a training. The guys were not super thrilled about training at 2 in the afternoon, but they were great. We were planning on rotating the squad quite a bit and having some guys get an opportunity to play in Oakland that really haven't played as much. But we got the news Monday afternoon, and so I gave the guys Tuesday morning off, let them sleep and recover a little bit more. And it was nice to have that day. It was nice in midweek to kind of slow down, take a breath, and prepare for LA Galaxy.
Yeah, the makeup with Oakland Roots is August 25th, but I was just going to say, at least you guys don't have to go across country this way and the other, so that should make things easier, right?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into that match with Charlotte, your guys' first ever trip there. The way that match started, and then to at least get a point out of it, I mean, how are you viewing the result in that game?
It was disappointing. You never want to go on the road and give up an early goal. And, same thing happened to us in Tampa. And I just think that it was something where in both games, we made mental mistakes. And you can't do that on the road. And I've talked to the team about it. It requires total concentration. You cannot overlook anything. We were not really ready for the intensity. But the response was fantastic. I think that our guys, when their backs are against the wall, they've shown that, they can raise the level and they worked really, really hard. We got the goal, a pretty even game, and at the end of it, I think 1-1 was probably fair for both teams.
All right, you're watching the Phoenix Rising halftime show. When we come back with head coach Rick Shantz, we're going to look and get his thoughts about a third of the way through this season and also look ahead to Supporters Cause Night.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
Pacific Office Automation is the one source for all of your business technology, copiers and printers, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, security systems and cameras, complete conference room packages. You need to partner with a total office solutions provider that gets it. Pacific Office Automation, problem solved.
It starts off with a little seed, and with a little love from nature, it sprouts to life. And when delicious fresh fruits and veggies are perfect, they are rushed to the home of fresh. Sprouts, where goodness grows.
Here at Four Peaks, we have a different definition of style. Beers brewed against all odds. We can't be everything to everyone, but we can make the best beer we know how. That's our style. Four Peaks Brewing Company, always in style.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
The save from Cardoni, it's there, and Cardoni with a huge save. Beautiful ball through, and that's in.
Brilliant.
Daniel Bruce with a stunner.
Yearwood now.
Yearwood for New Mexico.
Welcome back. Wild Horse Pass in Phoenix. Phoenix Rising, 3 different goal scorers, leading LA Galaxy to 3-0 at halftime. Matt Peterson with Gary Bailey. Let's look at some news and notes from across the USL Championship. The new kids on the block. I love the new logo. Monterey Bay FC Union in the championship. Northern Colorado Hailstorm FC in League One, set for a debut next year.
Just shows you how the USL and the USL League One are growing every single year. The quality's better, the crowds are growing, there's new stadiums. It's just an amazing, amazing growth in the USA. Delighted to see it.
And on to the standings in the USL Championship. This is before these games began tonight, Rising a 2-point lead over Orange County.
Yep, and you would think, bearing in mind they're 3-0 up at halftime, that will go to a 5-point gap at the top. And basically Phoenix Rising, St. Orange County and San Diego, catch us if you can. And then the massive battle for 4th place. And there's those wonderful fans. Absolutely brilliant.
Musa, Asante, and Dadashov, the goal scorers, Rising in control.
They say life's a journey. You can't always control where you go, but you can pick who you take with you. So instead of just a health insurance plan, why not choose a healthcare partner? Arizona Complete Health has marketplace Medicaid and Medicare options to protect your health at every stage of life. And maybe even a few important additions, too. Because life is unpredictable and surprising. It's good to know you'll be covered, wherever it takes you.
The unknown is not empty. It's a storm that crashes and consumes, replacing thought with worry. But one thing can calm uncertainty: an answer. Uncovered through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Welcome back to the Phoenix Rising halftime show. Colin Harmon here with head coach Rick Shantz. Rick, I just want to get your thoughts, kind of big picture on this team so far. You guys are about a third of the way through the season.
It's been good. We've gotten some results. Being at the top of the division is always good. It's a very, very difficult division. To be 7-2-2, I'd say we're pretty happy. But we're not the kind of club or team that can be satisfied with just being at the top of the division. We want to continue to improve and get ready for the rest of the remainder of the year. I feel pretty strong about the team. I think they've got a good understanding of how we want to play. I think that over the next, third of the season, it's time to kind of get down to business and really focus on getting better. And hopefully that run into the end can be easy. But we know it never is.
What are these matches like when you kind of get a team in quick succession?
You run out of surprises. I think what we find is that you get to know your opponent and the players get to know one another. And that's good because you're not surprised, but it's also difficult because the emotions can run very high. And I think that's something when you play a team more than twice in one season and 4 times in 2 months, it creates a lot of animosity where these guys are just seeing the same people over and over. And as long as we focus on who we are and what we do and continue to improve, we just have to make sure that we're performing at a high level and the results will come.
And I want to just talk to you about Supporter Cause Night. And what does that mean to this organization and to you and your players?
One of the things that we like is that our supporters are involved in the community. And I think, with what they've chosen and to support kids getting an education, it's something that we're really, I personally am very proud of, and I'm glad that it's what they've chosen to support and a charity that they want to get involved with. And, hopefully it's a huge success, and I love to support them as well. So I've had them out here for barbecues and I've met a lot of them, and they're great people, and it's fun, and we see it and feel it in the stands.
Yeah, $5 tonight for every ticket purchased to the Aguila Youth Leadership Institute. So a great cause there. This has been the Phoenix Rising halftime report on CW61 Arizona.
We started Carvana. They told us that selling cars 100% online wouldn't work. But we went to work, building an experience that lets you shop over 17,000 cars from home, creating a coast-to-coast network to deliver your car as soon as tomorrow, recruiting an army of customer advocates to make your experience incredible, and putting you in control of the whole thing with powerful technology. That's why we've become the nation's fastest growing retailer, because our customers love it. See for yourself at Carvana.com.
Does anyone really understand kids? Phoenix Children's does. And as they grow, our pediatricians are with them and you every step of the way. Phoenix Children's. Meet our pediatricians.
It starts off with a little seed, and with a little love from nature, it sprouts to life. And when delicious fresh fruits and veggies are perfect, they are rushed to the home of fresh. Sprouts, where goodness grows.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
Halftime at Wild Horse Pass. Phoenix Rising 3, LA Galaxy 2-0. Let's look at these highlights, Gary Bailey, from the first half. And early on, LA Galaxy 2 weathered the storm, but in the 32nd minute, it was a set-piece goal for Phoenix.
Joey Farrell getting on the end of that and setting it up for Musa to score. So the two centre-backs working together in tandem. And even before that, Solomon Asante had hit the crossbar with a free kick. So they've been threatening for a while, Phoenix Rising.
And the pressure led to a turnover. This is Rufat Dadashov, patient. Back post ball for Asante.
Yeah, fantastic awareness, Dadashov, to find Asante. But you're right, it was that pressure. They got cheap ball on the edge of the box, and they punished Los Dos for losing possession. And they did it again to little Solomon Asante here.
Just 5 minutes later, Asante did not give up on the play, and Dadashov reaps the reward.
Now look at the little man. Pressure, 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 belief. But how quick was he and how accurate was he to find Dadashov as that ball dropped him? And Rufat back on the score sheet yet again. And wow, they are cruising right now, Phoenix Rising.
Halftime stats 13-4 in favor of Phoenix. And let's get to our recorded interview with Rising head coach Rick Shantz. Get his thoughts from halftime.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about it this week, was to push both fullbacks high at the same time, try to drop Kevin a little bit deeper, get our center mids to get a little wider and get on the ball. And I think once we got the second goal, the guys, Joey and Musa, they got a little lackadaisical. So we've talked about it, about making silly mistakes. I thought the first 10 minutes they were very good. And then once we scored, we got lazy, a little overconfident, but yeah, I put it in the notes.
Thanks to Coach Shantz for joining us at halftime. And anything that stood out to you about his comments, Gary?
Yeah, well, he was asked a question about a couple of loose balls in defense that to be fair, Los Dos maybe should have punished them a little bit harsher for, and that was his comment. But, you know, it happens sometimes. I think on the positive side for Phoenix Rising, as he said, Ryan Flood's been getting down the one side, Donnell King down the other, and they've been almost like forwards at times. So they've made it almost impossible for LA Galaxy to play out the back. And we said at the beginning it was like two heavyweight boxers trading punches. Well, you trade punches with Phoenix Rising at Wild Horse Pass. Good luck to you.
What will Junior Gonzalez and Los Dos do to regroup? Here we go in the second half. A mountain to climb for LA Galaxy 2, down 3 goals in Phoenix. Against a team they've lost 11 straight, dating back to 2017 against.
Well, I mean, that's an incredible run. It really is. And I was looking at the LA Galaxy substitutes thinking, well, can they impact the game? But they're all young kids. And again, huge credit to Los Dos for bringing through these kids. But, you know, 17-year-olds, are they going to turn the game around for you?
Some miscommunication, it seemed, but a clearance in the end. Well, it's the end of the line for Owen Lamb and Remy Cabral for Los Dos. 2 of those youngsters have come in. Felix Barajas, he's an 18-year-old. It's his 4th appearance of the season. He graduated high school earlier this spring. And then Adrian Gonzalez, an 18-year-old from Los Angeles. It's his 12th appearance. So 2 teenagers come on. Lamb and Cabral both depart.
Wow. Well, that's a very brave move by Junior Gonzalez. I thought he might have made those subs a bit later on, but he's thrown these kids on at half-time when you're 3-0 down at Wild Horse Pass. I guess if you're ever going to learn to be a professional footballer, you may as well learn the hard way, but this is a big test now for Los Dos.
Phoenix pushing Asante, top of the area. Bawa pushed it away. Dadashov wins the second ball. He came from an offside position.
I think the biggest challenge here for LA Galaxy 2 is not to let this be a rout. And against a team as good as Phoenix Rising and as professional as they are and as mature as they are, they're going to keep coming at you. So even if they draw this half 0-0, LA Galaxy, the fans might not be happy with the overall result, but you know, you can sometimes in football you do tend to or sort of compartmentalize halves and say, okay, first half was a disaster, let's go and win the second half, or at least not lose it.
Direct from Los Dos. An easy claim for Benjamin Lunt. In a battle with Andre Rawls, he's been outstanding. Rawls, experienced 29-year-old former St. Mary's goalkeeper on loan from Colorado Rapids. Lunt, of course, experience, came out of Akron by way of Germany, and he's on loan from FC Cincinnati. So two goalkeepers, both on loan from MLS clubs with a point to prove, in a real healthy competition for Rick Schantz.
It is a healthy competition, and Rick said to us he doesn't have one favorite over the other. He's just happy to let them battle it out, and if one of them puts in a fantastic run of form, they'll stay. I thought, to be fair, that Rawls hadn't made any mistakes, had played really well. But again, just to wind them up, you keep chopping and changing, and in that situation, players will fight to keep their place and fight to be top class every match they play in. And that's basically what the coach wants.
Jorge Hernandez wide here for Picasso. Axel Picasso, good footwork. It's alive for Hernandez, back for Picasso, and finally Baquero gets there. Too far for King. We saw our first look at the substitute off the bench, Felix Barajas, wearing number 59. Here's Picasso. Lambert, soft pass, it works out in the end. And direct into Moar. Referee says play on. Corrigan had a good view of it. Isaac Bawa, the 24-year-old Ghanaian. Hernandez working on King. Laid back. Good shot from distance, but it's blocked.
That's a good start from LA Galaxy 2 here. They're on the front foot. That's what I love to see about them. They're positive. They could just try and defend and not go down by more than 3-0, but they're prepared to have a go at Phoenix Rising, get themselves back in the match. Who knows? One goal, and that might build their confidence.
That was Gonzalez with the strike. He just played this ball wide for Bawa. Bawa, top of the area, cleared by Lambert. Gonzalez is an 18-year-old. Played for the Pachuca Academy before the Galaxy Academy. Signed with Los Dos in April. He's the younger brother of Jonathan Gonzalez, who was in a well-chronicled tug-of-war between the U.S. and Mexico. Elected to play for Mexico and had some great seasons with Monterrey.
Phoenix Rising not doing that high press as much as they did first half. Just stood off a little bit there. That's allowing Los Dos to play out from the back.
Bawa with an early ball. It feels like Galaxy are trying to use the wide areas more here in the second half.
It's a difficult situation for them, because if they do attack too much, they know that Phoenix Rising will catch them on the counter. So it's a balancing act. But to be fair, from the kickoff, and we mentioned that point, they've been positive, LA Galaxy 2. They've had a go. They haven't stood off. They've been brave. They've been countered. Yeah, it hasn't worked for them, and that was the high pressing, to be fair. Phoenix Rising, 2 of the 3 goals just came from high presses.
Hernandez finds a pocket of space. Flips it over the top. The flag stays down. Corner kick to Los Dos. Hernandez, 5 goals, 3 assists. Over 60 appearances in the championship since 2017. Take this corner kick, presented by Carvana. Farrell heads away.
Some question marks as bodies went to ground in the box, but without VAR, I don't think a referee is going to give anything unless it's very clear and obvious that someone's been pushed or pulled.
Bawa will push forward to take this throw, and it's left there by Axel Picasso. Arizona Complete Health is the exclusive health partner of Phoenix Rising Football Club, providing each member the tools they need to successfully manage their own health. No matter your age or stage in life, Arizona Complete Health has you covered. Lopez off his line to claim.
Well, the goalkeeper there just got his timing absolutely spot on. It's a nice little spell this for Los Dos. On the ball quite a lot. They don't seem to have been pressurized as much as they were towards that latter part of the first half when they did concede those 2 goals from turnover ball.
Now we saw Harvey on the ball there. Came up with Taro FC in Panama. Signed with the LA first team in February. Took that knock in the first half and didn't have a lot of influence.
It was a tough first half for LA Galaxy too. They just, other than the first few minutes when they traded blows, they really were on the back foot the whole time. Now it's a lot more positive.
Good pass. Judd is in, but the flag is up. Really clever ball from Taylor Davia. Judd there in an offside position.
Again, I don't want to knock Judd because I think he's a really good player, and that's why I'm saying again, because he needs to for him to take that next step to being a really top MLS player, for example. He cannot keep getting caught offside, because if he's through, he finishes. He'll score goals, no question about it, but he's got to have that sort of football intelligence to be able to read the line. And he is up against 2 very wily campaigners at the back, especially James Musa, who keeps stepping up and catching him offside.
Farrell, Lambert, wonderful turn from the Jamaican. He's fouled. Yellow card coming. Easy decision against Taylor Davia. And I was going to ask, we heard Rick Shantz in the interview asking his higher central midfielders, Aiden Quinn and John Becerra, to push wide. Not conventional for central midfielders, but what onus does that put on Lambert as the lone holding midfielder?
Yeah, what he asked Lambert to do was to drop deeper. By the way, this is not only is it a silly yellow, it's just a sign that they're getting frustrated. Taylor Davia getting his name in the book. Now he's got to be careful. But Kevin Lambert, yeah, he drops in to join the 2 central defenders, Joey Farrell and James Musa, and allow the 2 fullbacks to go up and almost be wingers.
Cross from King. A touch from Harvey. Alive for Dadashoff, who's picking over his shoulder. Deflected cross, danger! Bawa just got it clear before King got there. Asante's shot is blocked, and again cleared by Bawa.
And Asante's appealing for a handball, and none of the officials seem to have seen it, so they can't give it. Dadashoff does well to get the ball in, takes a slight deflection and bends in towards goals, and Bawa waiting way too long to clear that ball.
Free kick to LA Galaxy 2. Vasquez, the captain, trying to restore order.
This is an important time now for Los Dos, in that they're 3-0 down, they're away from home, the crowd is against them. You've already seen a yellow card there for Davia, which seemed to come more from frustration than anything else. And again, as professionals, you've got to control your emotions as part of what you get taught. And so I'm very keen to see how Los Dos deal with this difficult situation. And you can't get more difficult than being 3-0 down against Phoenix Rising at Wild Horse Pass.
Hernandez earns a free kick. 14th start for Hernandez. Becerra looking a bit guilty.
I think for Phoenix Rising, the only problem they face is just complacency now. They're 3-0 up. The match should be effectively done and dusted for them, but they don't want to allow LA Galaxy 2 back into the game. So how professional can Phoenix Rising be in closing out this match?
That's the end of the line for Taylor Davia. He departs. Victor Valdez, a 17-year-old from Santa Ana, signed with Los Dos in March. 9 appearances as an amateur with LA2 last year. Tonight's his 5th appearance of 2021.
Wow, 17 years of age. I mean, it's amazing. They've got a whole bunch of youngsters on this team at the moment.
Into the area, punched away. Good work commanding his box by Benjamin Luntz. Asante over the top. Lopez ready for it.
So we've just seen the average age of Los Dos drop from early 20s down to round about 20 with all these 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds coming on the pitch. But this is a very difficult situation to be in, so I hope these young players are up for this challenge.
Flood. Quinn, and there we see Quinn popping up in the wide areas with his what Rick Shantz wants. Hard tackle, well done on the far side from Harvey.
I think Santimoa took a bit of a knock there. I hope he gets up. I hope it's not a serious injury.
Clipped over the top. No problem. It was Carlos Harvey into the challenge with Santimoa.
Referee just trying to figure out Santimoa still done. I thought Santimoa got to the ball first, so there might be some question as to whether there should have been a free kick. Have a look. Yeah, but to be fair as well, I do think Carlos Harvey gets the ball. It's just that Santimoa got there first. Have a look here. Santimoa touches it and then he gets crunched. Wow, if there was VAR, that could very easily be a free kick and a yellow card against Carlos Harvey. It's very, very difficult to decide if it is or not, but without VAR, there's no way that's going to be given. And I think Rick Shantz is unhappy about that tackle.
It's time for Sonic Happy Hour, brought to you by Sonic. If a rising player scores during the 60th minute, one lucky fan will win a $500 Sonic gift card. For more info, visit phxrisingfc.com/Sonic.
I hope he gets up soon, otherwise the entire 60th minute could be taken up with watching the physio do his job. But it was a crunching tackle from Carlos Harvey, and Santimoa looks like he's feeling that. And given the strength and depth that Phoenix Rising have, it might not be a bad thing to get him off the pitch and let him recover. You're 3-0 up. The match really isn't in much doubt. So give somebody on the bench a chance to play.
Gary, what a story Santimoa is. He's 27, he's from Spain, began his American soccer journey in North Carolina, Pfeiffer University, a Division III school. New Mexico United, 11 goals, 2019, Bethlehem and Charlotte. Now here he is with Phoenix, second year, one of the A-list players on one of the best teams in the league.
He's been phenomenal this season, absolutely brilliant. And along with Asante, they're two players that have almost been impossible to mark for any team that's faced them. But I do think now he should come off, maybe get Prince Sadie on, give him a run out and just protect Santimoa.
Scored a spectacular goal against LA2 in the first meeting July 3rd. Won the ball at midfield, went in alone on goal, and then a clip over the top of Justin Vom Steeg, who was at the top of his box. It was a really well-taken goal.
Oh, it was a great finish because he was running flat out and then still chips the goalkeeper. That's a skill that's not easy to do. And LA Galaxy took a risk then, just had one player in defense, and that player lost the tackle. There was nobody to cover him.
Well, he just came back on the field, so good news for Moa. Here he is, and he's knocked over twice. Now, this is something a bit cynical, in my opinion, because the challenge just a moment ago came from Harvey. There was something off the ball before that one he was whistled for.
Well, Santimoa needs to be careful he doesn't get yellow carded for getting in the referee's face. I don't blame him for being angry, but again, controlled aggression, as they always say in the locker room. And again, not a bad idea for Rick Shantz to get him off now before he does get himself into trouble.
Right when he came on, or back on the field, there was a push before the foul.
It's a little triple. I don't know just whether that was on purpose or not. But temper's beginning to flare.
Because a moment prior, he came on, and there was words exchanged So that would have been the third consecutive moment of contact there. Yellow card to Carlos Harvey. Free kick coming for Phoenix.
Matthew Corrigan, the referee's going to have to keep an eye on proceedings very carefully.
Into the box, headed on and cleared by Bawa. In some ways, it's a tough position for Carlos Harvey. He's trying to set the physical tempo for his team, a young team. And frustration, I'm sure, for the 21-year-old Panamanian.
Oh, absolute frustration for Los Dos everywhere. But again, you've got to be careful how you let that frustration out.
Here's King at the end line. Bawa. Corner kick. Good recovery from the Ghanaian left back.
And the thing is that for Los Dos, you're up against players a lot older than you, and in some cases it's men against boys, literally. When you look at a 17-year-old up against a 30-year-old, you start throwing your weight around against Phoenix Rising and coming in with late tackles, you might get a big kick back, and you know, I don't think that's the way for Los Dos to play. They're so skillful. They've got to use their ability to play their way into this game, back into this game. Just one goal for Los Dos, and I'm sure they'll pick up and have a lot more confidence.
It's Quinn and Becerro. Quinn towards the near post. Headed away by Bawa. Asante got there. May have taken a deflection. Skips past the post. And it's a goal kick.
Asante just smiles because he thinks it took a deflection. He can't believe it wasn't given. And again, he might be right, but without you know, help from TV screens and all that, like you get in Europe and in the MLS, it's very difficult for referees to know whether it does take a touch or not. But it doesn't make it a 3-0. It's not a big deal, I guess.
Direct from Becerro. Harvey got there. Through midfield now for Los Dos. Trying to find something back here in the 65th minute. Gonzalez. Jorge Hernandez. King gets there. Throw into Los Dos. Good strength. Alive. Picasso, nobody there though, as Lambert clears the danger. Hernandez. Good dribbling here from Judd. Judd and his handle there at the near post by Lunt. Everything but the final ball for Judd.
Exactly. Judd's done so well in so many cases, but that final ball wasn't good. A minute earlier, Picasso on the left does brilliant to get himself in the box. His final ball doesn't go to a white shirt, so they're very close, Los Dos, but that quality of the final ball just not there at the moment.
Dadashov stays onside, or Dadashov's in the area. That is Moar, beg your pardon. And a throw on the far side for Phoenix. Quinn goes down, advantage played. Moar dancing on it, he draws contact. Free kick Phoenix.
Yeah, temper's getting frayed there. Vasquez arguing with the referee, and he's got to be careful. There was a couple of opportunities for the referee to have blown up. It's a good free kick to win on the edge of the box. We mentioned first half. We give Aiden Quinn or Solomon Asante a shot from what, 22, 23 yards out in the middle of the goal. Well, they really are asking for trouble, and that's why you can see Eric Lopez trying to line up his wall, and he knows that if he doesn't get this spot on, he's going to have a problem.
Asante hit the upper corner in the first half. More crossbar than post. 4 in the wall for Los Dos. Quinn looks very interested, as does Becerro and Asante. It is Quinn, and it's over the bar.
Yeah, Lopez had that covered. If it had been on target, he would have tipped that over. Expect more from Quinn. It didn't have much pace on that ball. I think you have to whip that ball in if you're going to beat a goalkeeper as good as Eric Lopez. But nonetheless, I guess with Phoenix Rising being 3-0 up, they don't have to push this game. They can play it out at 3-0. The fans are happy. They've been treated to the goals. If they keep a clean sheet, Ben Lund and the defenders will be chuffed with that. So it really is down to LA Galaxy 2 to make things happen in this match.
Quinn has Ryan Flood on the overlap. Good hesitation from Flood. You see the speed. 2 runners in the box. Dadashov and Asante. Asante alive and cleared for a corner kick.
I think Jesus Vasquez just missed that clearance because it was there for him to clear the box, and instead he put it out for a corner. But again, that just comes from pressure. Asante at that far post, hunting, looking for any loose ball that he can jump on. Those wonderful fans, still happy, still jumping up and down and singing their songs, playing their drums.
Quinn over it. Baquero nearby. Short to Baquero. He'll whip it in. Excellent ball. Asante gets there again, top of the box. Asante goes down. Los Dos will break the other way. Some pushing and shoving behind the play. Hard challenge.
Sante's still arguing. He says that there was a handball or something, I think, or was he tripped? Is that what he's arguing about? The Los Dos players are saying nothing happened. So, yeah, it's getting very chippy out there.
That was King clearing out Bawa to negate the counterattack. Deflected, alive on the far side. Picasso, all defended by King.
Well, if you're neutral now, a goal for LA Galaxy 2 would really get things going, because this is a heated match emotionally, but all the time it remains 3-0. There's not much for Los Dos to get excited about, but 1 goal, and this would bring this match to life.
Dadashov commits the foul. Harvey facilitating up this right side. Ball bent in off the stomach of Farrell, right back to Ben Lund.
Well, I'm assuming he meant that. he gets a little high five there from his goalkeeper, but that's one of those chess balls that's not very easy to control, and worked out perfectly for him this time, though.
Moar dispossessed. That was Gonzalez with the win, the substitute. Big cross from the right.
Let's go, fellas, huh?
When you are looking for options and hope, when you want world-class medical care and support from experts who can give you the answers you need, you know where to go. Mayo Clinic. Find out more at mayoclinic.org/Arizona.
Rick Schantz with his new beard. Very smooth-looking coach. He's got to be a very happy coach as well. 3-0 up at home, top of the table, 5 points clear, and a chance to bring on some of the fringe players as well.
Billingsley will enter.
Substitution for LA Galaxy 2.
Picasso goes off for Los Dos.
And so,
Axel Essingay.
leading the match is number 38, Axel Picasso.
Axel Picasso comes off. Essingay is a Galaxy U17 player. Senegalese under 16 international. It's his first appearance for Los Dos. Number 51 comes on.
Substitutions for Phoenix Rising FC.
Familiar face Arturo Rodriguez, who's been very dynamic in limited action. He comes on, and Egbo is good enough to go. You mentioned earlier on, Gary, the tight hamstring prevented him from possibly starting. Dadashov departs. along with Ryan Flood.
And then we see that quality that Phoenix Rising have. Seriously, you bring on David Egbo to replace Dadashov. You bring on Arturo Rodriguez to replace John Baquero. Wow. What a squad that Rick Shantz has to call on.
Noah Billingsley as well, a loanee from Minnesota United. Asingwe, Galaxy Academy player. Here's Bawa. Bawa certainly has competed from the first whistle till now, despite being down 3-0. To admire his ethic. Here he is with options. Bawa surveying outside of the right cross. Headed clear. It was King, normally the right back, on the left side of defense. Smart play at the back post.
It has been a good second half for LA Galaxy too. I was worried for them at halftime. This could turn into a rout, could be 5 or 6, but they've fought hard, they've stood up, they've got stuck in. It's got a very chippy at times. But credit to them. Remember we said we'd look at it as 2 different halves. Well, the second half's 0-0. And that's a great effort from this young side.
Nice touch from Egbo. Here's the switch. Laid back. Bawa opportunistic. Bombing for it up the left side. Pass too far in front of Judd. King will run it down.
And he is a powerful player, Bawa, isn't he? He does get up and down. He's got a really good engine in him. But that final ball just lacking a little bit of quality.
Arturo Rodriguez from San Luis, Mexico.
Great touch player, Arturo Rodriguez. Came on against San Diego when they were losing and got the goal. And in fact, he got the 2 assists when they drew 2-2 with San Diego at home. So an impactful player, and it's a wonderful battle between him and John Baquero for that right side of midfield position.
Won the title with North Texas FC, USL League One 2019. He was the MVP of the league and the Young Player of the Year. Lambert ready to find Rodriguez. Player that had some adversity in his youth career, was kind of in and out of the FC Dallas Academy setup. Sometimes a moment or two of failure can really spur on a player.
Oh, soccer's littered with players who were told they weren't good enough and came back to be great players. And that's a credit to them, and it's something you've got to just accept, chin up, try and prove the coach wrong. And that's why looking at all these young players here and saying amongst this LA Galaxy 2 side are going to be some great players in the future. I don't know which ones they are, but they're on this pitch, I'm sure.
David Egbo right off the bench with a few step overs. Harvey, well-timed challenge in the box.
Yeah, for Kronos at 18 as a centre-back looks solid. Victor Valdez at 17 and Essengay 17, Barajas 18. Any of those could go on to be superstars in the game, and that's what is exciting for all the Los Dos fans. Who will be the next big name? And if Preston Judd could just keep himself on side a bit more often, he'd certainly be in the discussion. What a talent he is.
Space in midfield. It's Egbo getting involved. Bawa rises to head away into the path of Jorge Hernandez. Hernandez bounces off Egbo. Threads the pass. King does well, just enough to slow down the attacker on the far side.
That's the power of Darnell King, 30 years of age, and trying to stand up to him there. Youngster, it's very, very difficult for these young players.
That's Felix Barajas, just graduated high school in the spring.
Really? 17, 18 years of age up against a 30-year-old professional like Darnell King. Wow, good luck with that matchup.
And what have you seen early days from David Egbo? He's 22-year-old. He's from Nigeria. Great career at Akron. Here's a turn. Nice push forward. from Rodriguez. Asante Egbo, it's 4 for Phoenix.
As you mentioned his name, Egbo, the ball in from Asante, absolutely brilliant. And yes, Egbo is a star. That's his 3rd goal in 5 games. He's in the right place at the right time. But again, Solomon Asante with the cross that puts it right in the right position for him. And they got their breakthrough. 4-0 now. Yep, coach gives them all applause and a big hug for Solomon Asante. Here's the breakaway. Rodriguez getting the ball. Solomon Asante, look, head up, he's looking, he's judging, and what an unbelievable ball in. And Egbo, big fair, he's had to twist and turn to get his head back to make the right contact. Fantastic finish.
David Egbo, what tight hamstring. We talked to Rick Shantz 2 days ago. He said tight hamstring, he won't go from the start. He has been flying all over the field, dropping into midfield, getting on the end of that cross. He's a motivated player.
And a very good player, and what Rick Shantz said to us and why he felt that he was getting more from Egbo in the last few matches is he can hold the ball up well. I think it's something that Dadishov struggles to do. He's good if you put the ball on his head, Dadishov, but Egbo can hold the ball up, bring others into play, and he's a good finisher and he's a good header of the ball. So probably brings more to the party than Dadishov, but once again, the two of them battling head to head for that right to lead the attack for Phoenix Rising.
He now has 3 goals in about 245 minutes. Number 9 overall selection by Vancouver in the MLS draft this year. He's on loan to Phoenix. Made his debut June 19th, so he's been with the club less than a month. Already has 3 goals to his name. Juan Calderon checks in. Jorge Hernandez departs. Receives congratulations from Junior Gonzalez. Calderon, he's entering his senior year of high school. It's his first minutes for Los Dos this year. And Gary, David Egbo's got a good story. He moved from Nigeria to Pennsylvania at age 16 on an academic scholarship to attend the Kiski School. Here he is again looking for a second, going 1 versus 3. And in the end, well defended by Jesus Vasquez.
So you're saying he's a clever guy and he's a very good footballer. Oh, some talent that is. Maybe he can sit in the locker room and help the other players invest their money.
Busy night for Santi Moar. He's took in his knocks. Got his goal. Joey Calistri is going to come on.
Mr. I can play in any position. Joey Calistri gets a good run out and well deserved. He's on the bench most games, so lovely to see him get a chance to join in with the rest of the lads. And Santi Moar, I think he took enough knocks. It was time for him to have a rest.
Good night for Santi Moar.
Yeah, Rick Shantz just checking in with him just to see if the injury's okay and to thank him for a job really well done today.
No goals for Moar, but active, creative, physical, brought good attitude, energy to his team.
Yeah, it's been a dominant performance by Phoenix Rising. I don't think anybody watching would think otherwise. Just if you look at LA Galaxy's point of view, they got a bit of a pasting in the first half, and they've been a lot better second half, but they're still losing the second half 1-0, if you want to look at it that way. So they really haven't been up to the challenge, have they? But again, to be fair, you've got a whole bunch of teenagers playing, so no wonder. This is a tough place for even the best sides that come to, never mind youngsters learning about the game.
Bad turnover from Farrell. Chance back the other way. Hard challenge in the end. Axel Essengre in his Los Dos debut wearing number 51. Long strides for the teenager from Senegal. 3 in the box. Los Dos can get it in there. Well-timed run from Essengay. Deflected cross-corner kick to Galaxy 2.
A lovely ball in for Essengay then, and a rare opportunity in the box to get your head up and try and find someone. In the end, the cross was blocked. That's much better from LA Galaxy 2. This is very much a case of Phoenix Rising just seeing the game out. It's won and done and dusted. 4-0 is a very good result. One better than their last meeting when they won 3-0.
Still alive on the backside. Long touch. Deflected shot. Another corner kick coming. It's Juan Calderon. It is Los Dos' debut here in 2021.
All the players picking up the man they have to mark in the box. You do have some big lads coming up, in the likes of Fakranis and Vasquez. Decent ball in, and Phoenix could have a problem.
Late whistle right before the corner.
Looks like the referee's seen some pushing and pulling, and which seems to happen at every corner everywhere in the world these days, but referee having a little word.
Matthew Corrigan sorting it out for on the score sheet as the corner kick is taken low. Settling touch and a clearance from midfield and a free kick given to Phoenix. That was Victor Valdez. It was set up for him, but his first touch got away from him.
Yeah. At this level, you've got to kill the ball very quickly with your first touch. And again, he's what, 17 years of age. You know, it's a learning curve for him, as it is for most of the Los Dos team. And again, credit to Junior Gonzalez for bringing through these youngsters.
Fans, be sure to get to Arizona Federal Credit Union to get your Phoenix Rising debit card. It's a great way to support the team, spread the word, and you can score $100 when you get one. And I've got to say, it's the coolest looking debit card I've seen. Visit ArizonaFederal.org/Phoenix Rising for more info. Musa in the 33rd minute, Sante in the 40th, Adashov in the 45th, and David Egbo off the bench in the 78th, his third in a Rising shirt. Free kick for Phoenix. Essengay a little too hard into the tackle. His USL Championship debut with Los Dos.
I think the big issue for Los Dos is whether they can get into that fourth playoff position, and this loss here today makes it a little bit more difficult. Las Vegas Lights are above them. Tacoma Defiance are now above them. Sacramento Republic have 2 games in hand and only 1 point behind them, so they could find themselves down in 7th spot very soon if they're not careful.
Fans enjoying the displays from Arturo Rodriguez off the bench. Real Monarchs, North Texas FC before Phoenix. 8th appearance tonight. It's a little bit after the fact. See Darnell King face to face with Adrian Gonzalez. Yellow card shown to Darnell King.
It isn't necessary for Phoenix Rising players to get too involved. They're 4-0 up. You're at home. You're cruising. Just take the heat out of it. Just laugh it off and walk away and put 4 fingers up if you have to show that you're leading 4-0. But it's Adrian Gonzalez who gets the yellow card. I think really right now for Phoenix Rising, just take the heat out the match. Just keep possession, play it around, see the match out. You've got 4 goals. You've got a clean sheet. Not much more you can ask for.
Cautions have been issued by the referee to LA Galaxy 2, number 25, Adrian Gonzalez. And Phoenix Rising FC, number 2, Darnell King.
Adrian Gonzalez was booked there as well by the referee Matthew Corrigan.
Referee again just making sure the players fully understand what they can and can't do. Donnell King getting a real good lecture there from Matthew Corrigan. An important Los Dos need to concentrate. This is a set piece, big ball in the box. They've already been punished from a corner. This is a long lecture. They've been punished from the corner. They don't want to concede another. It's bad enough at 4-0. You don't want to allow it to be 5.
Delivery easily handled by Lopez. Never too early to look ahead, Gary, but big one looming next week in San Diego. Phoenix and San Diego Loyal from Torero Stadium.
That's a big challenge. Having lost there in their last match against San Diego, the Rising will want to desperately go back there and get a result. And it won't be easy. I said earlier, San Diego becoming a really, really big force in the USL. But I can't wait to see that, because they are 2 of the best teams in the West, no question about it. I think for LA Galaxy, it's really a case for them of just trying to get themselves in the top 4, whereas Phoenix are trying to dominate the West. LA Galaxy have Oakland Roots. It's one of the few teams that are below them in the table. In the next match, they have to get 3 points in that match, because they've got San Diego after that and then Orange County. Good luck with those 2 games.
4 minutes of added time brought to you by Sprouts. Harvey pushing forward. Bawa. Isaac Bawa, very patient. Find a teammate. Clear to midfield. Asante, trip. Out in front, it's Egbo again. Egbo has the goal in front of him, and it's set up by Asante. It's a second for Egbo. Spectacular flick in midfield from Solomon Asante. And in second half stoppage time, Phoenix Rising has 5.
He's giving the dance there, Egbo. He's just come on as a sub and scored twice. But again, Solomon Asante, what a ball through from him. And he took a huge whack in the process. But the awareness, look at the flick there. And as he goes, he gets blocked. But the awareness, the goalkeeper sells himself a little, perhaps, Eric Lopez. Do you need to, put yourself in a situation where Egbo can go straight past you? But the ball from Asante and the awareness, absolutely brilliant. What is that, 3 assists in this match and a goal for Asante? Got to be man of the match, surely. And David Egbo, delighted to be playing alongside Solomon Asante, gets his 2nd of the night.
And still learning Egbo's name. It's just his 5th appearance. He's been with the club less than a month on loan from Vancouver. 4 goals in 5 appearances, less than 300 minutes in that man. Solomon Asante, we knew coming in the chances created, number 2 in the USL Championship. 3 assists tonight. He's up to 6 assists on the season with his 8th goal. And don't forget, just a couple of years ago, 20 goals, 17 assists.
It's fantastic. I'm guessing, and I'm trying to think who else in the USL has even come close to him as the best player of all time in the USL. I'm sure it's a debate that could rage on, but certainly Asante's got to be there in that top 3. Absolutely brilliant. And now Phoenix Rising, what is that, 31 goals in 12 matches. They're now 3 ahead of Luz City, and they have a game in hand. So as they seem to do every season, just running away at the top of the goal scoring charts, and they have a clean sheet as well. So from a Phoenix Rising point of view, yes, smiles all round. From LA Galaxy to, well, lessons to be learned, and they've got to fight on another day. Beating Phoenix Rising is something that perhaps is going to be very difficult for them, but beating Oakland Roots and teams around them and getting that 4th playoff spot, that's doable, and I would think that should be their focus.
2 more meetings in Carson later this year between Los Dos and Phoenix Rising. Free kick coming to Phoenix just outside the penalty area. More good work off the bench. Arturo Rodriguez, who earns the free kick, and Adrian Gonzalez, who's on a yellow. A smirk.
The shoulders are a bit down for Los Dos, but they need to be sharp. You know, we always say if you're 5-0 down, you don't want to go 6-0 down. So a couple of minutes left, do your job. Don't give them another easy goal. That's what being professional is all about. It's a tough lesson to learn for some of these youngsters tonight. Not easy.
Asante short. Shot blocked. Uso, excellent ball. Phoenix throwing.
Yeah, that's it. Just see the match out now, and the fans have been treated to a fantastic match. They're delighted over there. As you mentioned, LA Galaxy fans, just look on the bright side. You've got some wonderful youngsters. You've got a brave coach who's prepared to put out 17-year-olds against Phoenix Rising at Wild Horse Pass, just so that they can learn their trade. And I think that's a credit to LA Galaxy. And they must just learn their lessons from this match and take it into the next one against Oakland Roots and get the 3 points that they need.
Los Dos hosting Oakland next Sunday. Full time at Wild Horse Pass. 12 consecutive wins for Phoenix Rising over LA Galaxy 2. 4 different goal scorers, including David Egbo, 2 goals off the bench, and Solomon Asante, a goal and 3 assists for the 2019 USL MVP.
Yeah, Asante, match after match, we talk about how good he is. But even that little flick on for that final goal from David Egbo, the awareness and the quality of the ball that he plays. Absolutely the star performer in the USL at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. And he's got the likes of Santi Moar and David Egbo and Quinn and a whole bunch of others around him to sort of help him on his way. So what a player, what a team, and no disgrace to Los Dos to lose to a team as good as Phoenix Rising.
Phoenix 5, LA Galaxy 2. It was dominant from Phoenix Rising. We come back and wrap it up right after this.
The unknown is not empty. It's a storm that crashes and consumes, replacing thought with worry. But one thing can calm uncertainty: an answer, uncovered through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back. 5-0 Phoenix Rising over LA Galaxy 2. Jubilation at Wild Horse Pass as Phoenix Rising stays unbeaten at home here in 2021. Matt Peterson with Gary Lee Bailey. What do you make of these Pacific Division standings?
Well, look at the goal difference of Phoenix Rising, 21. And next behind them is Orange County with 5. And so at the top of the table, there's no question that Phoenix Rising are the team to catch for both San Diego and Orange County. Good luck doing that. That fourth place is the one that's up for grabs. Las Vegas Lights, Tacoma, and LA Galaxy 2 are all level, and Sac Republic are a point behind with probably a couple of games in hand over some of those teams. So that's going to be a fantastic, a fantastic battle for that fourth spot, and look forward to seeing how it plays out in the games ahead.
A familiar tune for Los Dos playing Phoenix Rising. 4 different goal scorers. Solomon Asante, a goal and 3 assists. It's a 6th home win for Phoenix Rising and an 8th in total. For Gary Bailey and our entire crew, I'm Matt Peterson saying good night from Phoenix.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.